Okay, so good day po at ang papag-usapan po natin for today is ito po, yung most recent news po regarding the death of Rustan's heir Paolo Tantoco. Okay, so this is as of July 13, 2025. Itong ine-explain ko sa inyo kasi hindi natin alam, baka biglang may lumabas na mga mas bagong balita or more facts later on. Pero for today po, ito yung magiging basihan ng discussion natin. Okay? Okay, so unang-una po sa lahat, wag po kayo magdagdag bawas ha. So kung ano lang sabihin ko, yun lang po yung pakinggan ninyo at dun lang po kayo mag-base ng discussions, okay? So unang-una, wala po akong sinasabing guilty talaga yung mga binanggit dito sa mga news article na to na involved talaga sila sa pagkamatay ni Mr. Tantoco, okay? I am simply explaining po the potential or possible legal implications sa mga ganitong scenario. Yun lang po yun. Wag po kayo magdagdag bawas at kung gusto nyo po makipagmaritesan, bahala po kayo dyan, pero wala akong kinalaman dyan sa maritesa na yan. Pero anyway po, magbasa lang ako or basahin natin tong mula sa Rappler and Billionario para makita nyo po kung ano talaga yung ibig kong sabihin. So ito po, makikita ninyo dito, Manila, Philippines, the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner confirmed that Rustan Commercial Corporation RCC Executive Paolo Pawi Tantoco died from use. Okay, so hindi ko na lang to sasabihin kasi baka ma-block na naman to sa social media or ma-demonetize tayo. Okay, so in the case detail page of Tantoco's case, his death was marked as accidental with the primary cause being effects. Okay, so ang iti-take note po natin dito, yung cause of death daw niya was accidental, pero yung main cause kaya nagkaroon ng accidental death is because of these effects. Okay, so yan po yan. And then next, the LA Medical Examiner also noted that before his death, Tantoco was suffering from probable atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease or plaque buildup in the arteries which causes the thickening of the wall surrounding a person's blood vessels. Okay, so yung pinaka main point po dito, more or less po, itong pagbabara sa arteries niya, nagtulungan itong dalawa, itong effects and itong plaque buildup, kaya nagkaroon po nung accidental death ni Mr. Tantoco. Okay, so yan po yung magiging basis ng discussion natin. So ngayon, explain ko na po yung mga potential legal implications. So as to Mr. Tantoco po, he is completely free from any criminal liability because unfortunately he already passed away, okay? And it is very basic and it is one of the basic principles po kasi in criminal law na pag namatay na po ang isang person, he cannot be held liable na po for any criminal action talaga, okay? So sa batas po natin dito sa Philippine laws natin, may kita yan under Article 89. So pakita ko lang din po sa inyo. Article 89. Pero ipakita ko pala kung anong law to. So this is an act revising the penal code and other penal laws shall be known as the revised penal code of the Philippines. Okay, so anyway, ngayon balik po tayo sa Article 89. So kung makikita nyo how criminal liability is totally extinguished, number 1, by the death of the convict. So dito nga yung term na ginamit, convict, pero dapat this is accused pa kasi hindi pa naman talaga convicted dito. Okay, so si Mr. Tantoco, since he has already passed away, ito na po yung papasok sa situation niya, yung number 1 of Article 89. Okay, so ngayon punta naman po tayo sa medyo interesting part. So una-una klaruhin ko po ulit wala po akong sinasabi ng names kung sino yung kasama ni Mr. Tantoco at the time of his death because currently yung real situation po talaga wala pa namang clear evidence na nagpipinpoint, di ba? Wala naman tayong nakikita na any document, any news article na nagsasabi na si ganitong person yung kasama ni Mr. Tantoco at the time of his death. Therefore, it would be very unfair for that person kung mag-a-assume tayo na kasama talaga siya nung time or nung panahon na nabawian po ng buhay si Mr. Tantoco. Nevertheless, I will still be discussing po the potential legal implications in a situation like that regardless po kung sino talaga yung kasama ni Mr. Tantoco. Okay? So unang-una po ang kailangan natin ma-take note dyan is yung Article 2 of the Revised Penal Code. So habang mag-explain po ako, basahin nyo na lang din po muna to sa gilid. So basically yung Article 2 po, this is the principle of territoriality of criminal laws po ng Pilipinas. Okay? So when you say the principle of territoriality, this means po that our criminal laws only applies within the territory of the Philippines as a general rule, okay? Ina-emphasize ko lang po to kasi may mga nakita po akong iilang posts na nagsasabi na RA 9165 applies daw in this situation because Filipino citizens daw po yung victim and yung mga kasama ni Mr. Tantoco at the time of his death. However, again, I would emphasize this principle, Article 2, na hindi po citizenship yung determining factor in criminal cases. Rather, it is the territory kung saan na-commit yung crime. Okay? So kung saan na-commit yung crime, yun yung may jurisdiction to try and hear that criminal case. Okay? So sa batas po natin, sa bansa po natin, principle of territoriality po yung sinusunod natin. So kung makita po ninyo, Article 2, provisions of this code shall be enforced not within the Philippine archipelago. So I am pretty sure this is a typographical error. So this is from the e-library ng Supreme Court. Anyway, pakita ko po sa inyo yung isa pang version na lang sa official gazette para ma-sure tayo. So Article 2, application of its provision. So this is still the revised penal code, Act number 3815. So yan, except as provided in the treaties and laws of preferential application, the provisions of this code shall be enforced not only within the Philippine archipelago, including its atmosphere, its interior waters and maritime zone, but also outside of its jurisdiction against who. So i-rephrase ko po muna para mag-gets ninyo. Ito pong Article 2 ang sinasabi, ang criminal laws po natin shall be enforced not only, hindi lang po daw sa Philippine archipelago, but also outside of its jurisdiction, provided papasok siya dito sa limang to. So in other words, ito pong limang to, these are the exemptions to the principle of territoriality. Okay? So kung makita po nyo, very specific po yan. Number 1, should commit an offense while on a Philippine ship or airship. So pag nasa isa ka pong ship or airship tapos nakaregister under the Philippines, pasok pa rin po yan sa, or treated pa rin po yan as territory of the Philippines for criminal law purposes. Tapos number 2, forge or counterfeit any coin or currency, note of the Philippine islands or obligations and securities issued by the government. In short, gumawa ka po ng pekeng pera ng Pilipinas. Okay? And then number 3, liable for acts connected with the introduction into these islands of the obligations and securities. So ito po, kung itong mga peking to dinala mo rin sa Pilipinas, that will also fall under the exemption po dun sa territoriality principle. And then number 4, while being a public officers or employees should commit an offense in the exercise of their functions. Okay, so makita po ninyo, public officers po, kahit nasa abroad ka, pwede ka pa rin maging liable for criminal laws ng Philippines provided it was done in relation po sa functions mo dun sa office po ninyo mismo. Okay, so number 5, should commit any of the crimes against national security and the law of nations. So ngayon, ang next question natin, meron ba ditong binanggit about RA 9165 or the Dangerous Drugs Act, diba? So kung makita po ninyo, since walang binanggit dito sa Article 2, hindi po covered sa exemptions ng Principle of Territoriality ang RA 9165. Okay? So again, I am just simply explaining here na fake news po yun, yung mga nagsasabi na pwede daw pumasok yung 9165 sa ganitong situation. Ito, I'm just being honest lang po kasi ayoko po magkalat ng fake news. Yun po kasi talaga yung reality in relation po sa criminal laws natin. Very strict po yan regarding the Principle of Territoriality. And as a matter of fact, kung makikita ninyo, Article 2 pa lang, dun siya nilagay agad ng revised penal code. So this is in a way po signifying the importance talaga of this principle para at least alam na agad natin kung sino ba yung makakover ng mga criminal laws natin. Okay? So ngayon, ang next question natin, since hindi binanggit tong 9165 specifically sa Article 2 as an exemption, under 9165 itself, meron bang nakalagay na hindi siya covered under the Principle of Territoriality? So kung titingnan po ninyo to, kung i-scan po ninyo yan, wala po kayong makikitang exemption dito. So hindi ko na po ito ma-explain unfortunately kasi mahaba po to eh. But you just have to trust me na lang po na walang nagsasabi dito na exempted to from the Principle of Territoriality. In summary po, ang essence kasi ng RA 9165 is it punishes criminal acts in relation to dangerous drugs po, mga illegal drugs na committed dito sa bansa po natin. So more on sa importation side po to, illegal possession, illegal use, yung paggawa po or pag-preserve ng isang drug, then that is all under this one po, 9165. Pero yung pinaka-essence and spirit of the law po is that it must be committed within the Philippine territory. Okay? Pero as a food for thought lang, as added discussion, yung Dangerous Drugs Act po, yung pag-illegal possession niya, yung pag-manufacture and sale of dangerous drugs can be applied in very specific cases po sa pag-export, assuming na it is part of a grand scheme na parang ano ka ba, nag-ooperate ka ng drug cartel, and dun sa pag-operate mo ng drug cartel, it involves yung pag-export mo, tas babalik ulit dito. But that is a totally different picture na po kasi medyo malayong usapan na po yun from dito sa situation ni Mr. Tantoco. So as a general rule po of the RA 9165, yung situation ni Mr. Tantoco would be very difficult to fall under these provisions in relation po dun sa mga kasama niya na let's say gumamit or nagkaroon ng possession ng illegal drugs. Hindi po siya automatic papasok dito kasi yun nga po, it was committed abroad. And like what I also explained, papasok lang po yun yung pag-export, paglabas mo ng drugs, illegal possession mo ng drugs if it came from the Philippines, if it involves nga po, yun nga more on parang may ano ka, may drug cartel or drug business ka talaga, tapos yung business mo na yun involves you going in and out of the Philippines. So pag ganyan, it can fall under this. Pero yung pinaka-crime pa rin doon is yung pag-operate mo ng drug syndicate or drug business within the Philippines, not necessarily the simple act of exporting lang, okay? Kasi at the end of the day, yung basic principles pa rin po talaga of territoriality will follow or will set in. So ngayon, punta po tayo sa final question natin. So yung mga kasama po dito ni Mr. Tantoco, under our Philippine laws, mahirap po sila magkaroon ng liability except nga dun sa very rare scenario na sinabi ko kung may drug cartel or drug business, okay? However po, under US laws, pwede po sila magkaroon ng criminal liability kasi yung crime dito, kung may crime man na na-commit talaga, let's say illegal possession, illegal use of drugs, was committed within the jurisdiction of the USA, therefore USA laws na po yung mag-a-apply. So kung meron pong batas ngayon sa Los Angeles, California that prohibits the use or possession of the illegal substance dito, posible pong magkaroon ng criminal liability ngayon yung mga kasama dito ni Mr. Tantoco. Okay? So kung tatanungin po ninyo ako kung ano yung exact penalty, kung ano yung exact na batas, hindi ko na po masasagot yan kasi hindi naman po ako abogado sa California. I'm only a lawyer licensed in the Philippines. So magfo-focus lang po ako sa discussion in relation to Philippine laws. Okay? Pag foreign laws na po, bahala na po yung mga foreign lawyers natin dyan. Yung magiging next video po natin, it's either going to be tungkol sa COA findings sa OVP budget or tungkol naman dun sa directive ng Supreme Court na pinapasubmit lang ng documents ngayon yung Congress in relation sa cases filed ni VP Sara questioning the constitutionality of the impeachment complaints filed against her. Okay? So anyway, if you like more videos po, may lalabas ulit yan dito na i-recommend sa inyo ni YouTube algorithm. And if you want to be notified kung may bagong upload, subscribe po yung gawin nyo sa YouTube. Wala po yung bayad sa YouTube, okay? And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!